Now talking about the slum aesthetic problem. So many privileged users use the busty style music for coolness, but don't care about the real issues that are happening at the grassroots level. This is like enjoying the style of the struggle, but ignoring the actual struggle because you're not a part of it. This is something called digital slum tourism. So Gen Z and political identity. So young people today are more aware of inequality, use music to understand society. Through hip hop, they learn about caste, they learn about class, and they question the authority. For example, a listener may start by liking a beat, then reads the comments, learns about real issues, becomes politically aware. So music becomes a learning tool. So it basically is educating people also at mass level. Now the big problem is commercialization. So when hip hop becomes popular, brands use it, movies use it, and platforms promote it. But the political messages that are underlying all these, music videos, they get weaker. The focus shifts from these political issues and these social issues to money and fame. So we see a tension. In original hip hop, we have raw political views. In mainstream hip hop, these have become polished and sanitized so that there is no or little controversies occurring due to them being published online. Then original hip hop talks about injustice for police brutality, but mainstream hip hop it usually talks about success and personal success. Original hip hop is community driven, but mainstream hip hop is market driven. So the conclusion is Desi hip hop is one of the most important cultural movements in India today. It gives a voice to people who were ignored for a long time. It helps build solidarity, spread awareness, and create political identity. Through lyrics and comment sections, it becomes a space where people can collectively come and share their own stories, and people are able to support each other, validate each other's stories, live their different, see their different lived experiences, and question society. However, there's also a challenge when hip hop becomes mainstream, it loses its sharp edge. Social media can turn serious messages to trends. So DHH exists in a constant struggle between resistance and commercialization, between truth and performance. So it's a reminder that music is not just a sound, it's a voice, identity, and resistance. So Gen Z listeners play a crucial role in shaping the meaning of DHH. Unlike previous generations, they are deeply embedded in digital culture and more willing to engage with issues of identity and inequality. Through their interactions with hip hop, these Gen Z audiences develop political consciousness, engage in everyday forms of resistance, build communities of solidarity. Importantly, their engagement is not limited to formal political participation, but extends to cultural and digital practices, redefining what it means to be political. Now, digital platforms as new public spheres. So, the political significance of DHH extends beyond lyrics into the digital spaces where music is consumed and discussed. Platforms like YouTube and Instagram act as informal public spheres where listeners engage with content and with each other. So, comment sections are acting as sites of identity formation where people have expressions of solidarity, discussions of caste and class experiences, political debates and critiques of the state, recognition of the shared marginality. So these interactions demonstrate how audiences actively co-create meaning rather than passively consuming music. The comment section becomes a collective space of recognition where individuals find validation and community. However, digital platforms are not neutral. While they amplify the marginalized voices by providing visibility, they can also dilute resistance through algorithmic prioritization of viral, less political content. Commercialization of hip hop as the same platforms that enable resistance can also neutralize or commodify it. Now, civil society and marginalized voices. Role of DHH can be understood through the lens of civil society. Traditionally, civil society in India has been dominated by elite voices. However, DHH represents the bottom up form of civil society where marginalized youth assert their presence and demand recognition. Through music and digital engagement, these artists and audiences challenge dominant narratives, create alternative publics, and articulate demands for justice and equality. Now, the politics of authenticity and commercialization. As DHH gains mainstream popularity, tensions emerge between authenticity and commercialization. Success of films like Gully Boy and increasing visibility of hip hop artists have brought the genre into mainstream. So, artists basically navigate the tensions differently. Some maintain a strong Rajnitik or political stance, while others adapt to market demands. Right.